Yeah, man, yeah, running. Alright, man, hey, Shalom. Shalom. Give all praises and honor and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Kodash. Come on to the elders, the apostles, JMS, and all that age your brothers on the highways and byways, teaching the truth and all sincerity. Okay, we just want to get into it, man, because, hey, America, hey, man, it's going to be destroyed. Okay, America's going to be destroyed. World War III is coming. Okay, and you know, we see it from the news recently, man, that ain't nobody got respect for Trump. Okay, they couldn't give a damn about this dude, man. Okay, and all these so-called friends that Trump's supposed to have, they're all going to become his enemies. Okay, and that's why he's a good guy, a good candidate for being that guy that leads Americans to that World War III, man. Okay, to be obliterated, because everybody hates the guy, man. Everybody hates the guy. Ain't no one really liking him, man. You know, and that's hey, his prophecies, you know, showing that. Okay, so we're going to jump into Jeremiah 50.
Jeremiah chapter 50 and verse 9. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country.
Alright, so you know, we got here in the UK, we got NATO, okay, the beast. Right. Okay, NATO is a great power, a great military might that the EU has. Okay, they all put their money into NATO to bolster its forces, basically. America is the daddy of it all, the whore that sits on the beast, because they're putting the most money into it. It's America's army as well. But they're going to come a point where, you know, hey, the beast shall hate the whore. Yeah. Okay, and the whore is going to get smoked, okay, by the beast.
Hey, okay. Bro, if I may, that's already starting to happen, because you had on the news recently where the NATO, the heads of the NATO nations, they were talking about Trump behind his back and mocking him and shit.
Mocking him, sniggering him, man. You know, Trump's trying to laugh it off now. You know, classic Trump. Classic Trump.
You know, that guy is prideful as hell. You can tell he's hurt as well. That's
man quit. He didn't show up for no interviews, nothing. He went back to go. He got to go face his impeachment process, man. You know, that desperate to get out of the UK because he don't want to look like an idiot. He don't want to look like a fool sitting there, you know, with these guys, knowing that. I mean, who really would? You know, but he ain't gonna sit around and do that. So he went back home or whatever and said, "Oh yeah, it's funny," you know. But he ain't gonna forget that. He definitely ain't gonna fucking forget that, man. I mean, like, you know, as I was mentioning before, you know, he trying to put taxes and tariffs on Germany's gas deal with, I think it was Russia. I think that gas deal going on. He's trying to tax them and tariff them.
And France.
And France as well. Yeah. Everywhere, all of his friends, he's fucking over. Yep. So this is why these are the French dudes and the German dudes, they ain't got no respect for Trump, man. You know, they can't wait till he goes, really. But guess what? Hey, Lord willing, he don't go. Lord willing, he's in the power seat. Come re-election if we get that far. You know? Because he's the guy that's fucking it all up, man. Fucking up the whole, you know, symbiosis, the whole system that they got running. You know? Oh no.
It says, and they shall set themselves in array against her, from hence shall be taken down, shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as a mighty expert man, none shall return in vain.
Right, so, you know, these nations, these NATO nations, they got nukes. They got intercontinental ballistic missiles, man. Okay? Varying distances and capabilities, they got them. Okay? And when that time comes, you know, it might be unfathomable right now for them to even think of such a thing, to go blow up America. But guess what? The Mossad, everyone's on the Mossad's payroll, man. They do what they've been told to do. Okay, so, you know, it ain't enough for the Mossad to put into these guys' mind to go around pressing red buttons. You know? And they're going to send those missiles to America, man, to destroy it, because it's the Lord's will. Okay? The Lord's got great judgment against America, which is Babylon in his scripture here. You know, the door of Babylon. Okay? Yep.
And her Chaldea shall be a spoil. All that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord.
Right? So they will feel happy when that time comes, man, to destroy America. You know? They really like, fuck Trump, fuck America. You know, so when that time comes, there's going to be no mercy. You know? There's not going to be no mercy.
Because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage. It says, because ye were glad, because ye rejoiced, O ye destroyers of mine heritage, because ye are grown fat as the heifer at grass and bellow as bulls.
Alright, so America, since, you know, they had people in captivity, man, they've grown fat. They've put themselves in #1 spot upon the earth, man. You know? They're called the hammer of the earth, of the world. They're oppressing everybody. They're rolling on top right now. Ain't no one can really do nothing about it. Okay, but the Most High can. He's gonna remove them, just like he's removed every other, rulership on the earth. He's gonna remove them out of the earth, man. Okay, and it's not like NATO is gonna, replace it, or China's gonna replace it. Ain't none of these nations gonna replace America. These earthly kingdoms that exist right now. The kingdom that's gonna rule afterwards is the kingdom of Israel. Okay, headed by our Lord Yahweh Shai. Okay, which is a kingdom that's gonna rule it forever, an everlasting kingdom. Okay, so these earthly kingdoms that are on the planet right now, they're not gonna step in to replace America, man. This is the great judgment of the Lord. Okay.
Verse 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded.
It's lucky, man. The mother is talking about Great Britain, right? Because America came out of Great Britain. They went over to the so-called New World. Okay, they had their many wars with one another, got independence and all that kind of stuff. Okay, but essentially they're British. Okay, essentially they come from Britannia. Okay, from the Isles over here. But they feel themselves better than those of the British because they got such a great, a sort of great nation upon the earth, and they're the power on the earth right now. Okay, so they know they're a bit. British are a bit snobby in terms of how they go around, presenting themselves, man. But America's got that great amount of pride, man. They got that security from feeling that they're American. They're the best at everything. When none of that's true. It's all a lie they've been fed to the people, man. It was great at one point, man, but it ain't nothing but fucking evil or wickedness in that place. So you can't be proud about that. Okay, but you want to ignore that kind of shit. You want to ignore all the nasty shit that you be doing, man. Oh no.
She that bear you shall be ashamed.
Alright, so Britain's ashamed of you, man. These people don't want to deal with America anymore. They're having to. They're having to deal with you because you're in that seat. And Britain's more at the mercy of America than ever before. Now this Brexit thing is all supposedly going through. You got limited partners, man. You got limited trade deals. You're trying to make it sound like the world's your oyster after Brexit. You can go trade with anybody. Yeah, that might be the case, but guess what? Most people ain't gonna want to trade with you, man. Britain ain't shit.
You're gonna get a shit deal, man.
Yeah, Britain ain't shit. Britain ain't doing anything. All Britain's got is a banking sector, man.
And that's just hosting international banks.
Yeah.
Really, it's everyone comes here to do business, but really it's not like London's in any way special, or England, and it's not really bringing anything great to England. We might have a few districts.
That's why we import shit.
Yeah.
All the great shit we got here is mostly imports, man. What does Britain do or make? Nothing, man.
If Britain was so independent and great, this whole Brexit thing wouldn't even have a negative effect. It wouldn't be a thing. Because we would have all our homegrown stuff self-sustaining. Exactly.
The global economy would be tanking. That's what you get for talking against Britain.
Yeah.
But lo and behold, it's not happening.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. When Britain, something fucks up in Britain, the world economy don't fuck up. You know what I'm saying? But when America or even China, because China's got a large economy too, but everyone imports a lot of shit from China because it's cheap. But if their economy fucks up or America's economy fucks up, guess what? Everybody's having a bad fucking day. Everybody's having a bad fucking day, man. No one cares about Britain. It's not that deep, But Britain want to, act like or seem like they're greater than what they are right now, But at the same time, they do hold a certain amount of sway in the world, Because this is Rothschild's little baby out here, Rothschild was funding their money through it,
Yeah, it's really it's really down to the elites. Because the same thing. It's even like with America. It's the peons on the bottom level. They're unimportant. And even like the guys that seem like they're on the top, the guys who run businesses like, the Bill Gates, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the guys that are billionaires, Jeff Bezos, them guys ain't really on any kind of level. They just have a certain piece of money. They might run certain companies, but really who has the big say, man? The elites, man, that are hiding in them dark corners, and Britain's their spot. So that's why they have it run a certain way. People over here, they have that certain esteem because there's a history to it as well. They nab that history from from us. They've basically got that, we're Normans, we're Anglo-Saxons, whatever. They got that pride, so they think. But then America's not got the equivalent.
One second. It's like I say, it's all about the elites, really, man. you know, corporate companies that, you know, these guys that got a lot of money, man, like I said, they're just little fishes. Realistically, man, they're being allowed to make the money they're making. Because they're just ones, you know, hey, anytime Rothschilds or, you know, these elite banking firms want to get involved, man, all they got to do is make some fucking regulations or some sanctions and shit, and you ain't the same company no more. And you ain't making that money no more. It's as easy as that, really.
Yeah, well, you see when people misbehave, they get cut out.
That's it. You know, but because it's you know, it works with the agenda of the elites. These companies are here for a purpose, and Facebook is here for a purpose. All these, Google's here for a purpose. You know, they're allowed to run and make their money. You know,
pushing out certain technologies, all these different things.
Surveillances and shit. You know,
being utilised by the elites.
That's right. You appreciate that?
This is the book of James, chapter 5 and verse 1. Go to now, ye rich men, weep and howl for your miseries that shall come upon you. Your riches are corrupted, and your garments are moth-eaten. Your gold and silver is cankered, and the rust of them shall be a witness against you, and shall eat your flesh as it were fire. Ye have heaped treasure together for the last days.
Yeah, so basically, man, all you guys that, you know, got your money up and shit, and, you know, you put a lot of trust in that, you know, that your life's gonna be great forever now. Okay, that it's worth nothing. It ain't worth anything, man, because when the day of the Lord comes, guess what? What you own don't mean shit. You'll be lucky to, you know, leave with your life after that day. You know? You're either going to be dead or in chains. You know, any material stuff that you got, it's all going to burn. It's all going to be destroyed. So, you know, you can feel good about yourself that you got these things, but that time is very limited, man.
It's going to be held in no esteem.
Yeah, and you ain't got the real treasures to back it up. You ain't deposited in the Holy Father's treasury, man.
Even with the elites, the difference is their actual wealth, they are holding on to it. The gold, silver, land,
real estate,
all kinds of different things that actually matter. These guys are the ones that have it under control. That's why it's like you want to buy a plot of land, you're really renting it from the government. But who's got the governments in pocket? The elites. That's why it's like the difference between that. They say, oh, you know, he's got X amount of billions, you know, got 120 billion. It's okay, that's going to mean nothing. When the thing is the dollar's not even, the chip's going to be the currency. So what a dollar's going to be? And you see, and the thing is, there's economies you've seen like the Zimbabwean dollar, like a loaf of bread is like a million Zimbabwean dollars. That's like, that means it's of no account. And that's the same way the dollar's going, because the tanking the economy is a spectacular way to get everyone to jump on that chip, man.
And where everything's linked to that dollar, man, you know, everything's traded in dollars mostly on that market, man.
Globally, yeah.
So when America tanks, okay, it's gonna fuck up a lot of people, man. That's why the merchant people, you know, they're gonna well. They're gonna well when America's destroyed, man. Hey, if America can say it gets blown up tomorrow, most people ain't gonna care, man. You know,
people will be glad. They're like the pedos and
I mean, them devout Catholics, they'll be upset. You know what I mean? But in terms of like money making and all that kind of stuff, ain't no one really gonna care about that. You know, oh, we can't sell the Pope armor-proof car this year. That's about the extent of it. You know, Mercedes ain't gonna get the crop for this year, but it's not a big deal, okay? But that's why it can't be the Vatican, that, you know, that great city, because it just isn't that great. Let's be real about it. It's not that great. That great city is talking about America. Okay, you might say, oh, but it's not a city. Well, wherever it's a city, how big does a city have to be, or how small does it have to be? No, it's irrelevant, really. That great place on the earth is America. You know? Yep.
Verse 4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth, and the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth.
Yeah, so the Lord's heard and seen all these things that they've done. Okay, and the Lord of Sabaoth is like the Lord of armies. Okay, the Lord of hosts. That's what he often calls himself, the Lord of hosts. Okay, so when the Lord's coming, when Yahushua returns, okay, he's bringing the host with him, man. Okay, it's not a peaceable thing. The Lord's not coming in peace. Okay, he's coming to restore order and to, you know, do things by force. You know?
Jeremiah 50 and 12, it says, behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert.
Right, so that's the future of America, man. You know? And like I said, those nuclear weapons are going to play their part in that. That's the fire the Lord is sending, the judgment. Okay, America is going to become a wasteland and a desert. Okay? Yep.
Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss.
Yeah, so it's not talking about ancient Babylon. Ancient Babylon still exists today. Okay, it's not it's not a smoldering, I mean, it's not great, but it's not a smoldering desolate land. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's a shithole, but you know, it ain't gonna be like this. It's gonna be bad. Okay, this is America's judgment. And if you were to say, oh, but you know, maybe that's gonna happen to, you know, Babylon, like Iraq, where it is today, it's gonna happen in this time, what would be the point in that? What role does Iraq play in the world today? They're nobodies, man. They're insignificant on the earth. Okay, so you can't be talking about that place. Okay, this is spiritually, this is talking about a spiritual successor. Okay, which is America. Okay, America is that big fish in the world today, man, and this is where the judgment is going to come down upon. Okay?
And it says, put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she have sinned against the Lord.
Right, because they're full of wickedness, evil, witchcraft. The blood of the saints is there. You know, all of that, that's got to be all paid for, man. You know, that's why the judgment is so great. Because to this day, you're still transgressing against Heavenly Father in concerns of His children. Okay? And your wickedness, you know, it amplifies every year. It's worse and worse.
Revelation 18 and 5, for her sins have reached unto heaven, and the Most High have remembered her iniquities.
Right? The Most High remembers everything, okay? You want to tell us to forget about things, but the Most High don't forget nothing, man. He don't want to forget. He want to make sure He pay you in full. Every transaction of wickedness that you've done is recorded, man. And He's going to pay you back. Okay, so you can say we should forget about this, we should move on and that. Well, tell the Most High that, man, because I'm sure He got a few things to say about that. You know? And the way He talks, man, is through violence. He's going to bring violence upon you, man, the wrath upon you. Okay, because it's going to be on the point. Esau can't talk his way out of this. That's crazy. Esau want to talk things out now. He wants to be your friend and all that kind of shit. You know, we've gone well past talking. Now is the time of judgment.
Ecclesiastes 3 and 15, that which have been is now, and that which is to be have already been, but the Most High requireth that which is past.
Okay, so He requires the things that happened. Okay, and you know, like I said, we keep talking about, you don't like, you know, talking about, you know, what you done to us in captivity, in slavery, all those nasty and evil ass shit you done to us, man. You don't really want to talk about that. That's too crude for you now. But guess what? You might not want to talk about it, but you know, one way or another, you're gonna have to face it. You know, you either might have to face what you've done. Okay, yep.
Scripture. This is Zephaniah 1 and 14. The great day of the Lord is near, it is near and hasteneth greatly. Even the voice of the day of the Lord, Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahushai, the mighty man shall cry there bitterly. That day is a day of wrath, a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness.
So, you know, that all coincides with what the missile's going to do, man. When the missiles started touching America, you know, and these other, other missiles touching around the world, man, there's going to be a lot of fucking smoke everywhere, man. Clouds, plumes of clouds of smoke, you know? So that is all, you know, that darkness, that gloominess, bro, it's going to be a terrible time, man. It's going to be a terrible time. You know?
Yep. It says, a day of the trumpet and an alarm against the fenced cities and against the high towers. And I will bring distress upon men, that they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against the Lord, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither.
You're going to be eviscerated, man. If you're in America, when those missiles land, hey, everyone's gonna be eviscerated. The only people that are gonna survive are the elect. Okay, because they ain't gonna be on America soil at that point in time, man. Yeah, they're gonna be up in the chariots watching. Okay? But those that are left behind, man, you're gonna get eviscerated, man. Those nukes will tear your body apart, man. Every cell, gone.
Yeah,
DNA,
vaporized.
gone.
Deconstructed.
You know? Dust. That's what you're gonna be. You're gonna be piles of plumes of ashes, man.
Separated.
You know, because your soul and your spirit will be separated, man. You know, cut asunder.
And it says, verse 18, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of the Lord's wrath.
So what are you accumulating all this wealth for? You know, you doomsday purpose. You know, if you got all these bunkers, what are you preparing it for? Why? It's vanity to hide from the Lord, man. It's vanity to think you could defend yourself from the Lord. You think money gonna be your solution? You think you're gonna come up with some invention to protect you? That you're gonna do some transcendent shit and become, I don't know.
Become a spirit of the earth.
You're gonna be an essence in the digital cloud somewhere, and you're gonna materialize back in the middles of the earth. Yeah, Esau's on some mad shit, man. You know, for those that actually watch what Esau's doing, man, he's on some fucking mad shit, man. What he wants to do, or what he thinks about doing. You know, but like I said, that's all vanity, because he ain't ever gonna even come close to that. You know, we gonna end him right here, right now. Okay, before he could do any mad science shit, any more mad science shit. You know.
The Lord set the limit on what Esau can attain.
Yep.
You know, this guy. If you watch half of these movies, this guy gets into the things that his mind can dream up. If it was to achieve half of that, it's just the levels of destruction he can bring upon the earth are just gonna be unfathomable, man. He needs to be stopped. And the Lord, he set the limits before he's even in power. The limits were set.
Yeah.
Because it's like the day's been set already. The Lord knows the day. We're just here waiting in ignorance. But the Lord's just there like, yeah, this guy, oh man, watching, laughing at this nigga like, oh, he said, oh, he gonna do that then? Oh, nigga.
Because realistically, man, the RFID chip was kind of like the first step in his New World Order.
Yeah.
What he plans to do after that, man, it's on some next level. Like.
Yeah, martial law, he said that he wants to maintain humanity under 500 million. That means he's going to have that mass death and desolation. Then he's going to then them last 500 million, he's really going to be fucking them up, man.
Yeah, he'll start having some fun then. Because once he's got you under control, man, he can do whatever the fuck he wants to do, man. He ain't got to go through no fucking long system of, trying to sell it to the people and shit. He could just do it. And no one can say nothing because, you're chipped. And you don't have to exist. You know?
You dare to defy me? Defend yourself! He's going to be there choking yourself out.
Switch him off.
Yeah, exactly.
Switch him off. His voice. Switch him off right now.
But it sounds funny, but hey man, hey, when you go into your eugenics programs, they call it undesirables, man. Yeah. And it's only when they feel like, fuck, we don't want them here, they just turn you off. Yeah. They don't have to explain themselves.
Exploded implant.
Start explaining, going around explaining, oh yeah, you didn't quite do this, or you didn't live to expectation. No, fuck it, they just turn you off. You know? So wherever that means you die, they cyanide your ass or some shit, or you gotta survive now with nothing. You know what I mean? Which won't be very long. Ain't no one built like that. There's not many Bear Grylls out there. And even Bear Grylls ain't gonna survive. So you're out of luck.
Bear Grylls has a fucking camera crew, mate. My man said pissing in a bottle, drinking his own piss. But then my man just there behind the camera with just a nice, refreshing bottle.
He's got a medical team behind him, all kind of shit,
Shit.
Survive this, my ass.
I remember they showed one clip where it was like, this guy was he said he's crossing a crack in the earth. Like, this is incredibly dangerous, guys. Blah, blah. Someone went to the actual spot. There's a fucking road right next to it, man. I'm like, this nigga fucking playing himself, man.
I got a precept.
Yeah, you
Oh, just a little bit, yeah. And it says, and the day of the Lord's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of his jealousy, for he shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land.
That's right. So what's that talking about? What's that fire that's going to devour the whole land?
Speedy riddance.
Speedy riddance, okay?
Babylon in 1 hour.
That's it. Okay, this is not gonna be some long thing, man. The Most High gonna send those missiles. Like I should say, within an hour, America's gonna be gone. It's gonna be eaten up by fire. Okay, it's gonna be a lake of fire. Okay. Now you think back to Sodom and Gomorrah, what the Lord did then. It's not out of the scope of the Heavenly Father to do that. As Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities, that is a relatively small area compared to America, man. You know. Most High going out in this place.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like people try and put, because of our feeble, minuscule brains, people try and put limits on what the Lord can accomplish. Man. And that's something that just you can't fall into that trap because you're gonna end up on a losing end, man. The Lord can basically get down how He wants to get down, man. And there's times in the scriptures where there was the multiple choice method of judgment. That the prophet came and said, "How you gonna get fucked up? You got option A, B, or C. Now make your choice." And then various ways. Hey, the angels is ready. One angel is enough to end the earth, man. So what is one country that's not even like just a small amount of mass? It's like what 70% of the earth is covered in water. So even if it's a lot of land, that really is not even that much of the surface of the earth. For that to get smashed with fire, mate, look how big the sun is, man.
Yeah. You gotta think about the powers that made this place, man. And made the whole existence, the universes and all that kind of stuff, man. This doing that is the small thing. It's a small thing, man.
In my father's house there are many mansions. You know? We ain't gonna stay here, you know.
Bro, man's got storms like this to say on Jupiter. Man's got storms running by themselves, bro, every day. The size of Earth. The size of Earth. A storm the size of Earth, bro.
And it's just like, just
you know what I mean? Like, well, that's nothing.
One lightning bolt. The lightning bolt is dead in everyone on Earth, like just like that.
One bolt could engulf the Earth, you know what I mean? You know.
Like that.
That's the power. No, that's a glimpse of the power of the angels and then Heavenly Father and all that.
Like you go around and then they're saying like the Milky Way, just the Milky Way, that one galaxy alone is just an absurd scale. Then it's like, oh yeah, there's just bare them as well. Then you're just like, hold on, you're like, hold on, what? This is too much. Like, what's going on here? Like, is Esau actually trying to measure that? Like, is this guy a maniac?
It's ridiculous, man.
But then it's like, then you have to think back, wait, hold on, so there's a power that made that, and we're gonna fight him. Like, that's like, you thinking like, did you really think about that, Esau? Satan there telling you, yeah, you can do it. I'm like, nigga, the Lord made, you're there, man, hyping you. I'm like, nigga, remember the Lord made him, bro. He's still there, go on, Esau. I'm like, yeah, man.
You can do it.
I'm like, bro, that's how you know Esau. That's the level of fool that we're dealing with, man.
Esau can't even harness the power of one sun. Our sun.
Yeah,
There's
man,
fucking billions and trillions of suns out there. All larger scale and shit. Man, I can't even possess one sun's power.
Man,
what's that?
Every movie is like, oh, nuclear fusion. Because that's the ultimate, just like if you can harness
that's
the
his
fusion,
limit.
just the fusion of the sun, unlimited energy. Like Esau, you're weak, you're late, man. The Lord made the thing is as well is you need to recognize that there was nothing there. Then these things got made, man. We like the way we're on such a low level for us to conceptualize things. If we're gonna build something, if we're gonna build a house, we take some bricks, we take some wood, we take some cement, and we construct it, man. You need materials. But the Lord's got it on a different level where there was nothing there. There was just like bang.
Even if it was a big bang, like he's hypothesized, hypothesized or whatever. How much energy must that have been, bro, to create everything?
Just
bro?
everything. That's what you have to be thinking. Like,
what is that?
Building orders of angels to get that construction unlocked. Then just being like, yo, go make some universes, man. Then it was afterwards, like it was so cleanly done. It was like, yo, just rest, just chill. We done. We done, like chill.
And we can exist. We actually a life form that can exist. With relatively easy, like. Because he saw that talk about how amazing, how smaller chance it could possibly be that we can even exist here. Because we couldn't exist on Mars, like we'd be dying. You ever seen Total Recall? We'd be dying, man. We'd be dying to hell, man. On the red planet. So he's almost all about his stuff, man. But he wanted knowledge the Most High, and what he's capable of, man. And that's why when Yahushua comes with the mighty host, okay, he's still gonna have a fucking bad day, man. His pride is gonna be broken.
Because the thing is as well is